Hello everybody, this is Michael Schroeder, also known as 1488 or XIV88 here, and I know I said on my previous video that I would come back whenever I had another job. Well, that is false. That eventually became false because something just happened. A great legend passed away either last night or this morning. And this is why I have my Texas gear on, and this is something to deal with one of my favorite college football teams, the Texas Longhorns. A legend. We just lost another great football coach, and I'll explain why. Today, Darrell K Royal, the father of Texas Longhorns football, passed away at the age of 88 years old from Alzheimer's disease, and was the one who won multiple. But he was a great inspiration to current head coach Mack Brown, who I have admired as a head coach. And led Texas to a national championship in 2005. Here was the report. Came at 9 o'clock today. Darrell K Royal, the former Texas football coach, known as much for his folksy, simplistic approach to life as for his creative wishbone offenses and 2 national titles, has died. He was 88 years old. University of Texas spokesman Nick Voynis on Wednesday confirmed Royal's death. Royal had suffered from Alzheimer's disease and recently fell at an assisted living center where he was recently received care. Royal took over as Texas head coach at age 32 in 1956 after starring as a halfback for Oklahoma, and then taking head coaching jobs at Mississippi State and Washington. In 23 years as a head coach, he had never had a losing season, with his teams boasting a 167, 47, and 5 record in his 20 years at Texas, the best record in the nation over that period, from 1957 to 1976. Royal won 11 Southwest Conference championships, 10 Cotton Bowl championships, and national championships in 1963 and 1969, going 11-0 each time. The national title season in 1969 included what was dubbed as the game of the century, a come from behind 15-14 victory by the top-ranked Longhorns over number 2 Arkansas in the final game of the regular season. Always a proponent of a strong running game, Royal is often quoted as saying, "3 things can happen when you pass, and 2 of them are bad." As later in his coaching career, he might switch to a passing attack, Royal said, "You've got to dance with the one who brung you." In 1968, Royal installed the wishbone with the fullback lined up at 2 yards behind the quarterback and a step up in the front of the other 2 backs. With that formation, Royal's teams won 30 straight games and a record 6 straight Southwest Conference championships. Royal's teams won more Southwest Conference games, 109, and more overall games, 167 in 20 years at Texas, than any coach in league history. Royal also served as Texas Athletic Director from 1962 till 1979 before becoming a special assistant for athletic programs to the University of Texas president. In that capacity, he was influential in the hiring of Mack Brown as football coach in 1997. Texas has honored Royal in 1996 by renaming Texas Football Stadium Darrell K Royal Memorial Stadium. In announcing the name change, UT System Chancellor William Cunningham has said, "No individual has contributed more to the athletics at UT Austin than Darrell Royal. He is a living legend." Royal was close friends with former President Lyndon B. Johnson, who attended Texas football games once his presidency ended. "I am not a football fan," Johnson said, "but I am a fan of the people, and I am a Darrell Royal fan because he is the rarest of human beings." Royal, who acknowledged being unconcerned about racial discrimination for much of his life and had all-white teams up until 1969, credited Johnson with turning around his viewpoint. Royal had a folksy, straightforward approach to football and life that credited hard work as well as luck for his success. He was among the first football coaches in the nation to hire an academic counselor to ensure athletes went on to graduate. He also set aside a fund for a special T ring, which he personally awarded to his players upon their graduation. He was a stickler for following the rules, even when he disagreed with them. In 1976, Royal accused then Oklahoma coach Barry Switzer of sending a spy to Texas practices, a violation of NCAA rules, and the scout was reimbursed for his work. Royal challenged Switzer to take a lie detector test over the matter and said he would resign as coach at Texas if Switzer passed it. Switzer refused, and the Texas-Oklahoma rivalry took on added intensity. Royal was the youngest of 6 children born to Katie and B.R. Burley. Royal grew up in tiny Hollis, Oklahoma, where he chopped cotton as a young boy to help his family through the Depression. His mother died before he was even 6 months old, and he lost 2 sisters to a fever epidemic before he reached the age of 11. And that shows how much Darrell K Royal meant to the program at Texas. And as much as a Longhorn fan I am, I'm deeply saddened about his passing. You know, I was deeply saddened earlier this year when Joe Paterno passed away from cancer. I am not as sad as I was back then, but let me assure you, I think the folks at Texas will honor Darrell K Royal to the best of their abilities and hook 'em horns and Texas fight. As for getting a job, I know it's been about a few days, but so far no luck. And I know it's going to take a while before I get a job. So if anybody can help me out here in the best of the way, in any way possible, I greatly appreciate all your help. And of course, I'm talking about any of my friends here in Pennsylvania who can help me out, get a job, to get back on my feet, and of course play football again for the Halifax Hawkeyes. I would greatly appreciate everything that you've done. God bless you, Darrell K Royal, and God bless the Texas Longhorns. Until then, this is Michael Schroeder, also known as 1488. We'll see you next time.